the controls. In yellow, you have controls on the ground.
Okay.
Now, just lay down in the guard. Lay down. I don't know why, and maybe I don't know why I would ever want to fucking lay down with somebody with multiple times. I don't know why I ever want to lay down with anybody ever. That's number one.
Right.
And Tom can grapple with the best people in the world. He'll tell you, I don't want to fucking be down there. It's snow, it's ice, it's cold. Why the fuck do I want to grapple with somebody when I don't have to?
Right.
If I get pulled down into the fucking, if you force me down on the ground, okay, we'll do what we need to do. We'll deal with it. But I'm getting the fuck up. I'm not playing this guard game, and that's what me and Tom had this conversation. Why the fuck would I be down on the ground with somebody when I don't have to be? You know, if we're down here, we get pulled down on the ground, we'll do what we need to do. We're gonna get the fuck up. We're not fucking playing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu game here.
Right.
And he can play with the fucking best. He can play BJJ better than any. He has no problem grappling anyone in the world, and I'm not bullshitting.
Right.
Okay, he's been doing this shit as long as I know anybody. So he has no problem grappling 99%. He has no problem grappling anyone in the world, no matter how big, how small. But he knows and he understands that he doesn't want to fucking be down. Why?
Grappling, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is awesome and it has good attributes, but it's a sport.
Right.
You're not going to grapple multiple attackers. I mean, as soon as there's two of us here and you want to roll and you're done. Because while he's rolling with you, they'll just walk over and kick you in the face.
And that's one of the reasons why
you can't grapple with weapons.
Yeah.
And you have to assume that people have weapons now. And as soon as someone has a knife, razor blade, you can't grapple anymore.
Yeah.
So to us, grappling is
cool,
a necessity.
it's
You hit the ground, you get back up. Yeah, you know, fucking around, rolling around and shit. And I was always a top game guy. I'm not big on laying on my back in the guard.
Anymore.
It's fun.
You started doing Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. You're doing a lot of guard. Then you started working with
they make you.
They force you into doing guard work.
Yeah.
Pulling guard.
But I mean, and I'm not saying it's not good, and there are a lot of people that can take shit off from there. But I mean, look at the weather outside. You want to be laying in the street on your back with one of the guys you're saying you train with.
Yeah.
You can take a guy that's a big guy that has no experience.
No.
And I'll put him in your guard out in the street, and I guarantee he fucking beats the shit out of most people. Because if he just punches, lifts you up, throws you around, half the shit that you're used to doing in more of a controlled environment with a union shit is not going to work.
Right.
It's out the door. It's a waste of time. So for me, as soon as I hit my back, it's a transition. That's how I look at the guard as getting up, submitting. But in the street, what's a submission? I mean, if I'm in your house and I'm gonna, home invade and kill your family, if I break your arm, you're gonna stop. No, you're going to continue. So the only submissions that are really finishes from the guard are chokes. I have to put you out. I have to choke you unconscious because I can crank your arm. It's not going to stop you. I mean, a ref will stop it in a fight, but it's not going to stop you in a death, life or death situation.
Even in a regular fight, the adrenaline's fucking flowing.
So
my arm's busted, I'm still getting fucking.
We were always big too, striking from the ground. To me, ground and pound stuff. Hitting and striking and moving on. So I've always looked at, like Ira said, when I first started. We were back in like the late 80s, training with Harion and Hoyce and those guys. It was so new, no one did it. And people didn't know how to handle it. So when you threw someone on, I had a lot of guys who were wrestlers. You would throw them in your guard, they didn't even know what to do. They were basically like, all right, you're pinned, you're on your back, and you could kind of play around. That world has changed.
Right.
And when you look at the UFC, most guys that lay on their back in the guard get the shit beat out of them.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
it's different.
It's another world. And all the fancy shit that you see, like X-Guard and Spider Guard, none of they don't do that shit.
You don't see fucking X-Guard, fucking Spider Guard. You don't see it in all.
So for me, as soon as I started training with wrestlers more, I training with Walt's guys and training with Schultz, and then I went up to Quest and trained with like Dan Henderson and Linlin and those guys. As soon as you train more with wrestlers, you realize that you don't want to be on your back. He's doing the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
He's doing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so this will be helpful to you. All right,
so when you do the modules with them, are you wearing gis or are you going no gi?
No gi. That's the only good thing. So, first control, this is called position 1, which is basically, it's a fucking sit-out. Okay? It's a sit-out. Now, the key here, when I sit out, the key is your elbow. So when you want to escape, you need to get this elbow back and you turn into me to get up. Okay? This is what they're going to teach you in Gracie module now. Okay? So, and this is a sit-out. So, the key to keeping you in is this elbow. Okay? So, as long as I get my hips underneath that elbow, you're not getting that back. You can go ahead and try it, pull that in, and I'm just going to adjust it, move it. The other thing is this head. Right. You have this head here. Okay, so, now, point of fucking KCs, I want to get the fuck up. So, when I'm sitting out, maybe can have everybody for a second tap because it's easier for him to see it than it is to experience it. And then I'll do it there. Okay, so if you know, this is a sit-out. This is like kesikatami in judo. Kesikatami, the key is the elbow. I want to cup.
There, Casey's been using this.
Using
a lot of
this.
jiu-jitsu and judo guys don't put their hand on the head like
Right,
this.
they don't do that. They wrap more. But the reason why we want to do this is because if we try to strike here,
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you about. You know, that hand is.
Well, as soon as I feel that, I can do this here if I need to.
Right.
Okay. So, but I'm not hanging out. I'm not playing BJJ. So here it is. So his key is he wants to pull this out, get up, and turn into it, to get out. Right. That's what he wants to do. Hip and shrimp out.
Right.
Kicks that hip out, shrimp out. He's got this. Once he's got this elbow back, he's out. He's out. So my key is to keep him in. So I'm gonna ride. I'm up underneath his underneath his what if I can fucking speak his armpit? I'm cupping this, cupping this fucking elbow here, above his elbow, and I'm sitting back on his diaphragm, just like that knee on belly.
Yeah.
I'm on his diaphragm, and now when you feel it, the other thing is his hand, this hand's here. And I'm gonna pull gently because at times, you see, he's got fucking serious neck trauma like I have, and he doesn't need me to fucking crank on his head. So I'm being nice. I don't want to fucking hurt him. This is what it is, right here. And then this elbow goes into the center of his chest. And I'm putting that pressure down. So from here, I'm sitting up, okay? Get up. What they do is you want to sit up, and I want to put pressure on this elbow, and I do is I turn the corner with this arm. I hold it. 1, 2. I go to Pica Cambiata. Boom, boom. It's that simple. Just do that for the camera there. Smile, cheese. So what I do is I sit back on that. It's really uncomfortable. I have this. I'm sitting back. Now I want to get up. I put this in here. I hold onto his head. I use this to push my hips up. Big step. 1, 2, and I'm out. Let me try it. You want to feel it?
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I have this. So we fall down on the ground, and I have this here to block this, okay? And this is what I want you to feel. So you're trying to hip out. I have this, right? I'm here, okay? Now I want to get up. All I do is I just go big step here. See, I'm doing is I'm pinning you with this.
Right.
Okay, pinning you. A big step here. I'm holding on to that 1, 2. And we'll fucking play around with this.
Right.
And that's ours. Tom will show you fucking million fucking shit to do with that arm. Matter of fact, we were doing the takedown from Kitchen Pit Store. We were doing this takedown the other day with Sammy. This takedown, we were holding on to this. And I was using this.
Oh yeah.
I was using this to turn him, and I was fucking around with this. I only went to that, but we were using that to turn. So as you were down, I would take it down, boom, and I would just hold on to this. And now I would just take this, and I would fucking take this and just go like this. Ha! I'm fucking here. Hey! Blast that shit. There's all kinds of shit you can do.
Right.
Yeah, all kinds of controls. And then use that arm to turn to that other attacker. So now he's got that barrier. We'll play with that. It's cool stuff.
Yeah.
So try that out. You want to go down with him first, and then I'll go down. So just try that out. We're not going to spend a lot of time with this, because I really want to move on to something else. So, good.
Okay, so you want to be
This elbow is in the middle of his chest. Right. See cupping that elbow? Good.
Right.
Yep. Underneath him, sit back. Want to sit back on his diaphragm. See, did you feel that when I sat back up on you?
not too much on your body, but your elbow is
Okay, just
really
one second.
strong.
Sit back for a second.
Yeah.
Sit back on it. Okay. What I do is I pull on this. You feel that?
Yeah.
That's uncomfortable right there. And the more I pull back, I sit down, like right across that belly. See how comfortable it is?
Right.
I'm not even doing this yet. As soon as I do that, now it's fucking really awkward.
Right.
But I'm gonna leave that alone for now, but I want you to feel that. So I pull up on this, and I sit back across that diaphragm. Really uncomfortable. Okay?
And if my hand's out like this,
Oh, it's fucking out. Just fucking this thing.
yeah.
Get that out. You do this tapping
Yeah.
arm triangle.
Right.
Push it right by. You're giving it to me. Push by arm triangle. What is
Stack and back.
stack and pack? Stack and pack. That's what I couldn't remember
Right.
the other day.
Stack and pack.
Stack and pack. I couldn't remember the terminology. Tom's my man. He's fucking showed me all this shit. That's rules. Terminology.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up, sit back on that. Yeah. You feeling that, Tom?
Yeah, it's good.
A little bit. Okay. Put that in the
now-
middle. Now what you want to do is you want to use that. Hold on to that arm and then just take a have. That's it. Now roll the peak coming out. Hold on. Boom. Boom. Nice. Good. Do it with me. Hold on to that. Good. Nice. Actually, before you do that, just sit back on my belly. I want to make sure I feel it. You feel it. You want to really pull
You got
on
to
this.
control the arm more.
You got to control this arm. Pull that elbow. You want to get above that elbow. Cup that elbow. Good. Now pull up across your body. Good. Sit back. That's better. Now you can put that in. Yep. Yep. That's much better. Yeah. That's real good. Go ahead. Do your step. Yeah, bony elbow. You understand? Yep. That's it. I have a bony chest. I don't have much fucking muscle in my chest. When you put that out,
Break his sternum.
Yeah.
yeah, crack, crack, crack. Do it again with Tom, and then we'll again with me, and then we'll move on to the next control. That was better though. It's good.
So how do I end up in this position anyway? Like,
Well, I mean, you want to do it as a part of a drill? Is that what you're asking me? Or how would you end up
You
in
could undo the takedown and go right into it. You
Right,
could be
you can
knocked
actually-
into it if you had knee in like you had earlier.
from that head?
Yeah,
If I clear your knee off, like when
I
I'm
might
trying to
just get-
escape, you might sit out.
I might just
A
fall.
lot of
Might sit
times
out.
it's from the ground.
Right.
Like if I'm
He's already
grappling
down.
with you and I'm moving around, you'll transition into this position from the ground already.
Yeah.
I agree with you. From the feet, I wouldn't jump down
No
into this
way.
position.
Never, and I wouldn't.
It's
That's what I'm
asinine.
saying. I would. That's why I don't even want to. I won't even want to show it to you. I'm only showing it to you because I know you're doing basic jiu-jitsu.
yeah,
right?
this is just something
It's a
that you'll end
variation.
up in
On the
sometimes,
ground.
yeah.
Definitely, no doubt. And then, well, there's two more controls from here, and then we're gonna just show you really quickly just how to get out, KC way, and then we'll move on to something else.
If you went,
I don't like
if you went back to the knee in stuff, like you go back
Go knee in.
to that position, and somehow the guy like threw your knee off.
Oh yeah, there we
Dang.
go.
Because as
That
you would
makes
rather
sense.
sit out and control me than have me scoot out and get back.
And that's
Right.
totally what I would do. If somebody goes knee on belly, you want to fucking shove that knee out. That's one of the escapes. So if knee on belly, you want to get that
I
fucking
mean, I
knee
did
off.
it very crude. There was no technique, but you would get a big guy like you're training with
Right.
that just shoves your knee off,
You fucking
and then
just
you
sit
can
in
sit
front.
out
You
here
have
and
to
at
sit
least you
out.
have the control.
We're doing a transition.
Okay.
Makes sense?
From here, I would just pen attack him in the face
Oh,
with
from-
that hand, just roll over, just crash his face, and then get back up.
And then I'll
Right.
So Tom, so give him that feel of that punch. I want you to move that arm over
Yeah,
and catch that
if I
shoulder.
was going to reach up and grab your eyes, you could trap mine.
Exactly.
That's
And
good.
still sit out. Exactly. Good. That's important. Good. You sit
You're also
back.
isolating
I want
this
You're
arm.
sitting a little
It's
high.
not
I want you to
sufficient.
sit back. It looks like you sit back. Sit up there.
Just be
Push
careful,
this-
don't lean, because then I'll be able to hook your head with my leg.
Oh yeah.
Oh
You
yeah,
don't wanna
yeah.
do that.
Put you in fucking
You
triangle.
want to be centered, with your weight on me. Yeah, that's better.
Like that.
It's more the arm. You want to control that like a
This needs more
seatbelt,
control.
because you don't want me to get that arm out.
Yeah,
This
seatbelt.
arm is striking you,
Right.
so you want to be conscious of it. But as far as controlling me, that's the control
Okay.
right there.
Yeah. And when you put that elbow,
just
in there,
isolate.
that's not happening. As soon as you do this, can you still reach and get there? When you put it on your chest, Tom, when you put it shit on your chest, can you still reach it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even with pressure?
Yeah, I mean, even if he was really digging in, I could still attempt it.
Right.
But just
I think
you
you
would
might
put
be
pressure
easy
here.
to me.
But as soon as I start moving, it's just drop, flare it out.
Just flare that out.
Just drop that elbow out to you.
Good.
Yeah, now I'm isolated.
Good. Now you just take that
Headbutt.
big step. Sit up.
From
right there.
here, come back. No.
Yeah, right. There you go. Good. Hold on to that. Little pica cambiata. Boom. Good. Okay? So that's control one.
Cool.
Okay? Feel good about it?
Yeah.
Good. Any
Yeah.
questions about that?
No, I think that one I can get.
You're pretty-
get
feels
on
pretty
work
good.
with this. Yeah.
Good. You want to control two. Actually, Tom, why don't you do control two to me? You could teach two, buddy. We're doing it here for the fucking camera too. I don't know if the camera can see us or not, but
Yeah, I can see it. It's
Basically,
it's
you're
yeah.
making transitions in the controls is what you're doing. So if I'm here and for some reason, let's say you're over here, and again, I would be looking to get up in this whole thing, but if Larry's moving and he's trying to escape,
Right.
I'm going to let go of the arm. I want to make sure I keep the elbow high. I'm going to let my body turn, and I'm going to come into a cross-body side position. Now, in cross-body top,
Right.
I mean, there's a lot of hand position from here, but as far as the Casey is concerned, or the controls from here, I want to make sure I control the head. I also am isolating an arm here.
Right.
Two things are really, really important here. If he wants to get up, he's got to hip out. He can't get up from flat on his back.
There's no way I can pull him up. I
No,
can't
it's
bridge
not
him.
going to happen.
So two things I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to set hip out. I also want to try to get that hip in. So I need to get this elbow in.
Right.
Yeah, and also if he wants to pull guard, his head has to go that way, and he's got to hip out.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing when I roll into this controls, I'm making sure I control the head and I control the hip, and I'm isolating this arm.
I can't get this in. He's tight here.
Yeah, ideally if I could keep this hook, but a lot of times the guy will get this in.
And that's
but
fine.
That's
Doesn't
fine.
matter. He doesn't even care.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
not doing anything with that yet.
So I'm going from control 1, where I'm here, I'm striking, or I'm working from here, and I'm just letting this arm. I mean, like I said, from crossbody there are multiple hand positions, but I'm just letting this arm come over the top. I'm turning my hips over, and I'm controlling him here from a crossbody top position.
That's it. It's not fucking rocket science. It's real easy.
And then control 3, we're gonna face the legs,
Sit out to the legs.
Okay.
which is funny because we were doing that
We
shit
were
with
doing
Walt
it.
before
Fuck.
anybody was even doing
Fucking,
it.
we're doing fucking.
He
heel
was
hooks
big on
and
that
ankle locks.
Wally mount, sitting out to the legs.
Yeah, that's what you call it. Wally out. This is fucking sitting out to the legs.
Right.
And when you sit out to the legs, most grapplers don't even know what the fuck they're doing. They fucking flip
Now
out.
people are
They're
doing
free.
it more, but initially there weren't a lot of people at least showing it. Maybe they were doing it, but no one was seeing it. So that's transition 3 would be you're sitting out here, you come here, then you sit out to the leg.
So just do it, do this, and then we're gonna move on to the escapes, and then we'll move on to some fucking real good shit. Not that this isn't good, it's just a part of the yellow curriculum, and we're gonna show it to you. So, well, now you're on the opposite side. So what you do is you would shoot on the other side. You're right, that's fine. So you're gonna shoot that arm through, hook my head.
Sit your hips out.
Hook my head.
That's it.
That's it. Now you're trapping, that's exactly. Look, this arm, good. Okay. I want to pressure down. You gotta scoot up.
Yeah.
He's gotta get his ass out.
Yeah, you got to get more of a base so he doesn't roll you.
So you got to flatten out.
Base
somehow,
out your
because you
legs.
got a lot of space here.
Yeah,
I want to feel that.
That's it. That's a big
better.
difference.
I
What
feel
you can
the
do is
pressure
think of
better.
putting
Take
your
that
right
space
hip
away.
to the floor. Yeah, and
Good.
keeping your left
Good.
knee a little higher, so
That's-
this way you're
When
trapping
it
the
comes to
arm.
grappling, that's
So this way, if he tries to bridge into you, like he's a big guy, he's not going to bridge you over. The other way, if
Yeah,
you're too
no,
shallow, he's going to. What he'll do is, if you were to go back to where you are, what he'll do is he'll bridge into you, and when you resist, he'll roll you to mid.
the other way.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
So you want to
Because you're
face.
high.
So when he bridges into you, you're solid. If he comes to me, come to me, you're solid.
Yeah, now you're attached to it.
Right.
When you're with grappling, it's about space.
And the
It's
good
all about
thing-
taking that space
And the
away.
good thing about this is what you want to do in grappling is you want to think of his body as like a military, like a whole, the United States military. And what we want to do is we want to isolate troops and soldiers. So anytime I can isolate an arm and separate it from the group, once I isolate the arm, he's not getting it back. Because
Right.
either you're going to submit him with it, or again, there's no way Larry can get off his back with that arm isolated. He can't get up. His body, the way his body physically works, it doesn't work that way. You can't get up without your arm. All you got to do there is you got to grab ass and
sit out.
Walt will call a check in the oil.
Just like you.
Because he would put his fingers up your ass.
That's what Joe Sorty does.
That's what you got to do.
Joe.
If you really
like,
grabbing the hips, because you don't want a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu
Well,
guy
hip out.
is going to automatically hip out.
Just sit
Right.
out.
You
just
gotta
sit out
control the
without-
hip.
Just sit out and breathe for a second. And grab my leg without grabbing my ass for a second. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this and put you and get my
Get his knee in,
leg.
and now he's almost on your back. He's
Yeah,
going to be
that's
behind
right.
you.
Yeah.
Right, exactly.
You need to grab ass, and you
Just-
need to really sit lower.
Just
You want
like
to control his hips.
just like in control one, you're really pulling hard on that elbow,
Right.
pulling hard up on his ass. You can control the hips in grappling. You have everything, and that's what it's all about. You can control his hips.
You got to be able to control the hips.
Right.
That's everything in grappling is hip. If I can control your hip, I don't really give a fuck what everything else is doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's philosophy.
Yeah, hip,
philosophical.
that's concept. That's what I was going back to learning concept.
Okay, so from 2,
Oh, we're going to go 1 to 2. It doesn't matter.
Now you're just going to sit through.
Sit
Your
through.
left hand is going to grab his ass, and your right hand's going to come to a pencil.
That's it.
But
Good.
no, don't sit back too much. You want to
sit lower.
Yeah, you want to
right,
be there.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it is you're on my diaphragm here. Exactly.
But also sit more like on your side. Like put your left put your left hip on the that's where you want to
That's
be.
it.
It's like a sit out to the head, but you're sitting out to the legs.
Okay.
Right, that's good because what's the instinct is going to be that knee come up.
Right.
And the person's going to try to sit up. With you having that pressure on my diaphragm, I can't do that. If you have all that pressure, the person can sit up.
Right.
You don't want that. Pressure is here. You're cutting him in half. You're isolating just the legs.
The
Okay?
minute he starts really squirming and stuff, you're going to be able to mount. Because you can just step over and take your mount.
Try that. Do that step over now. I don't do from 2 though. Go 1 to 2 to 3.
Yeah,
what we do.
that's a drill
That's the
you
drill.
wanna
We
do.
do from 1 to get elbow.
You start losing one,
You start losing 1.
swim into 2.
And let's say I get this back. Exactly. Good.
Now you
Right?
start losing 2,
Good.
swim
Start
into
losing
3.
2. You feel like he's going to get out. So let's say I get this out. Exactly.
But don't
See
do
that
it.
elbow?
Don't do what you just did. Go back.
See, if I get that elbow back from 2, you sit out to 3.
But don't, when you go to 3,
Yeah.
don't go inside his arm. Just slide along his body. And if his arm stays in, that's a benefit. Then you trapped his arm.
Just
Slide in.
That's it. Nice.
But
Now
don't sit
fuck.
back too far. There you go.
Let's sit down lower. Good. Now sit
Now,
back.
you're not going to keep the arm. Because if he pulls out his arm, who cares?
Who cares?
But the point of the matter is don't try to go around it. Because you get
Yeah, I kind of let off
too much
pressure.
space.
Just fucking go
Right.
for it. Doesn't
There
matter.
can't be
Yeah, so-
space on the ground. That's
Right.
another concept. Concepts are
Keeping
very
the pressure,
important.
hey?
I smear them like I took a whole vat of glue and I threw it on them on the ground. That's the difference between what I would call like combat jiu-jitsu as far as what we taught with Walt and like Brazilian jiu-jitsu because I trained both for a long time. Brazilian jiu-jitsu a lot of times, and I'm generalizing because there are guys that don't do that, but there's a lot of space.
Right.
I want it to be more like I'm grinding them into powder on the
Fucking
ground.
misery.
Yeah,
Misery.
so
That's
when
why
you
they went
transition, don't take off pressure to
Right.
transition.
Leave that pressure down. Do that real quick. And we'll move on from there.
This.
Then roll to 2. Good. Now sit right out to 3. Just slide your arm down and let your body scoot down a little closer to his legs as you transition. As you sit out.
Good. That's it. Better.
Now grab his ass cheek like with your hand.
He's got it.
Yeah, good. All right, so you're going to be there now. You can go back to 2. Just let your arm just transition right back to 2
Transition
How
to
would
2.
he would shoot this through?
and pull your leg through. Yep.
He would punch. He would
And
punch
then
that
you can
arm.
go right back to 1.
That his right arm. Would you punch that arm back through? You understand?
Punch it through.
You punch it through to get 2 from 3. Go to 3. Go to 3. Right? Now you punch this arm through. Punch this arm through to go to 2. Yeah.
Now go to 1.
Look a little high. That's okay. Go to 1. You're already there. Just sit up. Exactly. Grab this elbow. Kick. Good. This goes like this. Right here. Put the pressure on my elbow.
Now, as you get a little bit more experience, one thing you could always do is you could always go from a 1 to a 3. So if you're in a 1, you can just let your elbow drop, your left elbow drop to the other side of his body, and just sit out to his legs. That's
Right.
it.
Exactly.
And always going from a 3 to a 1, you could do too, because you're there. Just put pressure on him and just turn.
Turn.
And just from
And now
his
you're
head.
back in 1 again.
That's
Yeah,
it.
so that was it. I was doing from 1, 2,
Yeah.
and
So
3.
a lot of times, if you start losing that headlock, that's when I'll transition to a 3. Like if I'm rolling with the guy and I'm in that sit out to the
Feel
head,
like you're losing
and he's
it.
good and I'm losing him, automatically I'll sit out to the legs because again I have to control his hips. So
Right.
if I'm losing his hips, I have to regain them. So I'll sit instead of transitioning to a 2, I'll go right to a 3.
I see.
Okay? I know. I don't want to spend too much. So now I'm in 1. So now I'm going to do this game. I'm going to keep moving on. So now you have this. Okay, so how the fuck do I get out of this? I got somebody who's fucking yanking on my head, yanking on my elbow. So what do we do here? I want monoscapa. Elbow. Monkey grab. Okay? You want a monkey grab? Now he's doing a pretty good job here. If I can get inside, whatever, I want it here. Okay? And what I'm going to do is I'm going to push. I'm going to start the push. What are you going to do when I do that? Push back. Okay, see that. Okay? Okay? And actually, this is one of our biggest escapes we used to do is from here is what we do is we would do this too. In jiu-jitsu, grappling, we would take a 2-on-1, grapple. I would drive his head back, and if he lets me do it, I'll just pick his fucking back. I'll take him right off. If you let me do that.
Right.
Chances are you're not going to do that. You're going to want to regain control. Sorry, you okay?
No, I just got a foot cramp.
Oh, that's what crushed your toe. So I take the 2-on-1, and I start to drive here. What does he do? He resits. And I let's keep going that until I get that. If that doesn't work, I go right here. Boom. And he has that weird angle where you're off balance right there.
And do some.
He's basically pulling, removing himself from underneath you. When you were leaning against him, he's taking his body out of the picture.
Okay, let's do it again. So you have this, it's real uncomfortable, I want to get the fuck out. I can do one of two things. I can go right here. So you have this dead area right behind you. If I scoop my hips out real quick, I have this. So he's going to try to regain it. There it is right there. There it is. See that little hole right there?
Right.
Really hard to resist that. But I don't need to go for that if you're giving me shit. I like this. I've done this with Ralph. Big Ralph, 300 and how many fucking godforsaken pounds? 360? And I just fucking go like this, and I breathe really hard, and when he goes to push, I just go like this. And now I'm back up one. Now I'm in fucking one.
Right.
So I'll just take him. I do a bridge really hard. His head. I'll fucking bridge him if he lets me, or I'll let his head hit the fucking ground. But then what is he gonna do? Push back. Goes to push back. I just go with it. Judo. Very effective technique. Works with the biggest of fucking guys. I'm 160. Ralph's like 320.
The whole purpose of the bridge also is sometimes if a guy has really good balance, when you bridge him and try to roll him back, you want to roll him on an angle from top to bottom. Don't bring him across your chest. You want to suck him low. But as if I'm bridging and he's resisting, I can get my elbow back in. And that's what to get up from the bottom, I have to get my elbow in, or I can't get on my back.
So I'm going to play with it. You just play with it. You keep playing with these things until one of them works. I want, like Tom says, I want to get that elbow back. So I bridge, that doesn't work. I bring it back this way. That doesn't work. I go here. Sit up. I go Nazi legs. It's really weird. And now I'm in 3. That's not going to stay there. I'm not allowed that to be there. And now I'm in 1.
Right.
Okay? So you got that? There's a lot of shit there.
Yeah.
I'm doing bridge, taking a 2-on-1. And that's going to be really vicious. Hard. Because when you do that, that grip loosens up. When you're going really hard on me here, and I go like this, and I squeeze on you, it's really uncomfortable. Now I bridge, and now I'll take his head all the way, and now I'm up.
Right.
Now I'm in a scramble. Now I cut an angle. And now I'm talking about doing some fucking, maybe some wizard shit. All kinds of crazy shit. But at least I'm up.
Right.
I'm not on my back.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
out. And I just keep playing with stuff until one works. I go here, and if I do this, like Tom says, if that doesn't work, I go this way. That doesn't work, I go this way. That doesn't work, I go here.
You go eyes on
I
that.
go eyes, I got all kinds of handles in this. But just that skin grab is fucking, I grab this, and I go like this. I go and I roll. And now I pull. And I'm being nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But and the heavier the person, the worse it is. Muscle guys are a little bit harder because they're tight.
Yeah.
But if there's a little bit of fucking give in there, they'll fucking scream like girls. Oh, seriously. Alright, so you try that. Turn for the camera a little bit. So I'm here, I'm giving you some shit here. Sitting out. So take a 2-on-1, you want to bridge hard to that corner. Make my exactly, get my head going. So I'm going to push back and then you're going to that's it. Nice. Good.
You got to take a
You already have cross body. You can sit out, whatever you want to do. It doesn't matter. The point of the matter is you're not on your back anymore.
Right. Just getting off the
Take
get
them
the fuck
lower
out.
though. You're not taking them on the right angle. Because if you try to do that, you're gonna
Do a
take
big
that.
guy?
You're gonna take that back home and roll with those big guys, and it's not gonna work.
It's not gonna work.
What you got to do is you got to bridge, lay down for a moment. You got to bridge them to that angle, and then take them to me. Pull them this way.
Okay.
That's the direction.
Okay.
You want to pull him. You want to bridge him high,
Always the
and then
angle.
pull him back across your across your hips, not across your chest.
Okay.
Do it again with Larry. You'll feel it. It should be easy to roll him. If you're like ripping him over, it's
Then you're ripping them
incorrect.
over your head.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you're going to get crushed by those big guys.
Bridge
This works
him. You want to bridge him
this
to the
way,
floor that way,
with my head, force my
and
head
then
to
you
the
want
ground.
to pull him low over your hip.
Like
That's
that.
the direction. You feel how that was much easier?
Exactly.
Right.
Yep.
Because when he pushes back against you, that's the direction of his energy. So you want to bring him over your hip, not across your chest.
Okay.
That 2-on-1, that driving that bridge is key. It's huge. It works
Yeah, the
great.
bridge is very, very important.
So
Because even if I
important.
can't roll him, I get my elbow in.
What I do is I'm playing around. That's me sitting out here, right? So I sit out this way to control 2. Now I sit out this way. I sit out to control 3 to his legs. And then from here, you have to go back to 2. Back to 2 to go back to 1 again.
Right.
Okay, it's
Or
the
you
only
can go
way.
to a mount right from there.
Oh, right, from there, there's a
Control
whole
4.
lot of stuff we'll do. You can do stuff where you can go right to mount, step over, take mount from 3. You sit out to the legs, you hook that leg, and sit up to mount. You're doing that shit for a long time, stuff too. So there's a lot of stuff.